Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, isn't it? Because of that, we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean that we are going to stop learning. We are going to meet here regularly through the virtual training center to learn many lessons in EVS. So come on, let's go to a lesson in EVS. So the third EVS lesson that we will be doing today, children, is a lesson called as Who Fulfills Our Needs. Now this is lesson number 22 from your EVS textbooks. Now if you have your EVS textbooks with you, children, please open page number 127 and come to this particular lesson. So if you remember, we have been talking about our community life. We have been talking about the services which are provided to us in our community lives. Okay, and while talking about community life, we have discussed that community life means life together with the people who are living in our surroundings. So it could be people who are living in our house, it could be people who are living in our neighborhood, it could be the friends with whom we are going to school, all right, the friends with whom we travel by bus when we are going to school. So community life means life with the people around us. Now among these people who are there around us, there are many people who fulfill many of our needs in life. Okay, so what are our needs also we will be discussing in this lesson. But first, let us look at some people who fulfill our needs. Okay, so like I just told you, no person can live alone in the society. We cannot stay and live alone. We cannot say that I do not need anyone. I can stay alone. I do not need family. I do not need friends. I do not need neighbors. None of us can say that. Why? Because we need people with us. We need people who will help us, and we need people who will support us. Not only we, everyone. Okay, so each of us, we need people who will help us, who will support us, who will give us services when we need them. So that means there are many people around in society who help us. Okay, so let us take a look at some of these people who help us. So we have the policeman. These people, the police people, they help to maintain law and order in the country. When there is any problem, these police people, they come running. Okay, then we have nurses. So what work do the nurses do, children? They tend to you when you are sick. Alright, when you're not feeling well, when you're sick, when you go to the doctor examines you and prescribes medicines, but it is a nurse who will give you the medicines, who will give you the injections, etc. And then you have the postman who brings mail to your house. Then you have the dentist, the doctor whom you visit when you're having a problem with your teeth. Okay, then there are doctors for animals who are called as vets. Then we have the painters, the builders who help us to build our house, who help us to beautify our house. Okay, then we have chefs. When you feel like eating something, you go to a restaurant, and there who is the person who prepares the meal for you? It is a chef. And then in case of an emergency, when there is a fire, we have these firefighters who come rushing to help us. Okay, then we have people who cut our hair called barbers, then people who fly planes called pilots, and also doctors. So see, children, there are so many people in our surrounding who help us. What do they help with? They help us to fulfill our needs. Okay, so think and sit and think whether anyone from your family does any of this work. So what does your father do? Think about that. What did your grandfather used to do? And what would you also like to become when you grow up? So would you like to be a police person, or would you like to be a nurse, a painter, a chef, a doctor? What would you like to be? What are you interested in? So think about this. Okay, now let us move on and let us look at some occupations which are given in the textbook for us. There are some very interesting pictures, and they have asked us to look at the pictures and try to identify who these people might be. So this is the first picture. Okay, so what is this person doing? He's working in a field, isn't it? So what do you think his occupation is? Who could he be? Have you seen people like him around? Okay, so let us try to name his occupation. He is a farmer, the person who grows crops, fruits, vegetables for you. Okay, a farmer. Let's take a look at the next picture. This is a very, very familiar picture, isn't it? Now, for this past year, because of the pandemic, we have not been able to see our teacher. We can see her only on the app where she teaches us. Okay, she takes lessons, but otherwise we have not been able to see her. But who's this person? Yes, she is our teacher. Okay, let us look at the person with the next occupation. Yes, who's this person? Now, in the past 1 year, these people also have become very, very important in our lives because of the pandemic. Okay, these people have worked very hard in order to save the life of people. Yes, they are doctors. Okay, and then we have the milkman who comes to give you the milk every day, either in bottles or in packets. Sometimes they give it to you directly in the vessel which you have. So this is a milkman. Okay, so milkmen, they come and they deliver milk to you. So see, they are also helping us, isn't it? And then there is this potter. What does a potter do? Now it is summer season. All of us feel like drinking cool water. But then drinking water from the fridge may not be very good for your health. So what do we try to do? We try to bring a matka home, a mud pot, and we drink water from that pot. Who are the people who make these pots, children? They are the potters. Okay, so he is a potter. He makes mud pots, he makes mud articles out of clay, out of mud. Alright, and then who is this person? This is also a very familiar face. We run many a times to buy Maggi, to buy coffee, okay, to buy biscuits. So he is a shopkeeper. We call him as a shopkeeper. Alright, and who is this finally? What is he doing? He is feeding. He's feeding hens. Okay, so who is he? He is a poultry farmer. See, farmers who grow crops, we call them as ordinary farmers, but farmers who have hens with them, we call them as poultry farmers. So these are all the people in different occupations. And what are they trying to do? When they're doing their job, they are trying to fulfill our needs. I told you, na, we have a lot of needs which we cannot fulfill by ourselves. We need people to help us. Okay, so all these people, the teacher, the farmer, the doctor, the nurse, all these people help us to fulfill our needs. So what are these needs? Come on, let's take a look. So we have certain basic needs. For example, a need for food, for shelter, for clothing. These are our basic needs. Without these needs, children, we will not be able to live at all. We will die if we do not get food to eat. Okay, food means water also. If we do not get shelter, it's very cold sometimes, it is very hot sometimes, and it is our house which protects us. Alright, it is the clothes we wear that protect us. So in case we do not have these basic needs, we will not be able to live. So these basic needs are fulfilled by all the helpers that we saw now. Along with food, shelter and clothing, we have some more basic needs now. Okay, as we are improving, see, as we are progressing, our needs are also going on increasing. So let us add some more items to the list of basic needs here. So air is of course a very, very important basic need. Without air, you will not be able to live at all, even for a few minutes. Okay, so air is a very important basic need. And then we have water, which is a very, very important basic need again, especially in the summer season now. You need to drink lot of water to keep your body hydrated, to keep yourself well, otherwise you will fall sick. Okay, Then what is the next basic need that we have? Food. So after air and water, the next basic need that we have is food. Then later we also need clothing. We need shelter. Along with that, children, we also need to sleep well. So see, if you do not sleep well, if your body does not get enough rest, what will happen? You will fall sick. Okay, so nowadays, because of the pandemic, everyone is talking about immunity. People are saying, so where will you get this immunity from? You will get this immunity if you sleep well, if you eat well. Okay, and then when you get immunity, you will feel safe. So safety is also one more basic need of human beings. Okay, so we have so many basic needs. See, plus in today's modern times, there are some more basic needs. Let us look at them. The first one is our need for education. All of us need to go to school. Okay, we have the Right to Education Act, about which we have talked in one other lesson. So you need to be educated. All of us need to go to school. All of us need to know how to read, how to write, how to do arithmetic. Okay, so need to education has also become a very, very important need for people. And also one very interesting new need is the need for internet. Now you will say, what is the need for internet? How are you able to see this lesson which I am teaching you? You're able to see it on YouTube. And when will you be able to see YouTube? Only when you have an internet connection. So see, children, internet has also become very, very important today. In this pandemic times, we are sitting at home and learning. Our teacher is so far away from us. How are we connecting with our teacher? Through the internet. We are buying clothes on internet when shops were closed. When everything was in lockdown, we used to buy clothes online. We used to buy food online. Our doctor used to give us medicines online, isn't it? So see, as we are progressing, as man is becoming more and more modern, our needs are also increasing. So along with food, clothing, shelter, we also have need for education and need for the internet, which is a very interesting need which has come up in the recent times. Okay, your papa, your mummy also do not go to office. They are sitting at home and they are doing their work. How are they able to do it? Because of the internet. Okay, so these are all the needs of human beings today. And who are the people who are allowing us to fulfill the needs? It is the people who are part of all these occupations. The work that they do. For example, the work that a farmer does is called as the farmer's occupation. So the farmer has an occupation, the doctor has an occupation, the baker is an occupation. Okay, so we have so many different occupations about which we have talked about now. But remember, children, occupations are also of different types. Okay, so all these occupations fall under different types. So a doctor's occupation is different, a baker's occupation is different, a driver's occupation is different. So what are the different types of occupations now? Let us see. So we have different types of occupations. The first type of occupation is based on nature. Nature means what? Everything that we see around us and everything which God has created is called as nature. So many types of occupations are based on nature. That is, they work directly with nature. Alright? For example, let us look at some examples now here. See, farming, directly based on nature. The people who farm, the farmers, they go directly to their fields and they dig up the soil, they plow the soil, they use water in order to grow crops. So water, soil, what are all these things? They are part of nature. They are all natural things. Okay, so farming is one type of occupation which is based on nature. Let us look at one more occupation which is based on nature. Fishing. So see, where do these people go for fishing? The fishermen, where do they go? They go to the oceans, they go to the seas, they go to the rivers. So what are these oceans and seas and rivers? They are all natural resources, isn't it? Places which are given to us by nature. So that is why there are certain types of occupations which are based on nature. So farming is based on nature, fishing is based on nature. Let us look at the next type of occupation. So the next type of occupation is called as the manufacturing occupation or based on manufacture. So this is a big word. Let us read it once again. Manufacture. Manufacturing something means to make something. Okay? To create something. So let us see one example of a manufacturing industry. See here, cars. Cars are made. What are done to cars? They are manufactured. Okay? Cloth. If you go to a cloth industry, cloth is made. Something is made there. Okay? So that is called as manufacturing industry. Then we have the third kind of industry which is called as the trade industry. Trade. Trade means what? Buying and selling is called as trade. Okay, and remember one more thing, children. All these occupations are somewhere connected to each other. They are somewhere connected to each other. Okay, so trade, and trade means what? Let us see. See this person sitting and selling vegetables. He is a vegetable seller. He is a trader. What is he doing? The goods which the farmer has produced on his field. For example, you can see some vegetables there. You can see cauliflower, you can see papaya, you can see some melons there. So this person, he has brought it from the farmer. He has purchased it from the farmer and he will sell it to people. So what is he doing? He is trading. So trading is one kind of occupation. The third kind of occupation, and the last kind of occupation is service. Okay? For example, when you talk about service, you can say that a doctor is providing you service. Is the doctor working on the field? No. Is the doctor manufacturing something? No. Is the doctor selling something to you? No. Then what is he doing? He is taking care of your health. He is serving you. Okay? So doctors are a type of service occupation. Even a teacher, you can say, is in the type of occupation which is a service. What about a lawyer? See, a lawyer is also giving you service. Alright? So these are the different types of occupations. So when you look at them now, you know that to live, we need all these people. We need people who work with nature. We need people who make things. We need people who trade in things. And we also need people who give us service. So to live well, if you want to live well, you need all these people around you. Okay? So these are the 4 types of occupations. I have tried to make it as simple as possible for you. So once you look at this picture, you will know which are the types of occupations. So based on nature, manufacturing occupation, the trading occupation, and the service occupation. We also saw a few examples. We will see some more examples now when we talk about them in detail. Okay? So let us talk about nature-based occupation. So see here, agriculture. What are they doing? They're working with nature. Isn't it? Plants are part of nature, soil is part of nature, water is part of nature. So they're working to create something and they're working with nature. So agriculture is a nature-based occupation. What about fishing? Fishing is also a nature-based occupation. Okay? Let us talk about the manufacturing industry now. What is being manufactured here? See, cars are being made here. Okay, cars are being manufactured here. So it is a manufacturing industry. Alright, let us look at this. What are they doing? They're making clothes, they're making pants, they're stitching shirts, blouses, uniforms. So they're making something, they're manufacturing something. It is clothes. Okay, so it is a manufacturing industry. Cloth making industry is a manufacturing industry. Okay, then we have pot making. See, what is he doing? He is using clay in order to make pots. So he is making something. Alright, so it is again a manufacturing industry. And then we have the trade industry. See, this is a very common sight for all of us. We have all seen these people selling vegetables. When you go to the sabji mandi, when you go to the market, you see these people selling vegetables. What are they doing? They're trading. See, they are not farmers. Okay, they have not grown these crops, but they have purchased, they have bought the crops from the farmer and they're selling it to you. So what are they doing? They are trading. Okay, when you go to Big Bazaar, or when you go to D-Mart, or when you go to any store, you buy things from there. So these things have not been manufactured here. What are they doing? They are simply trading with you. They are selling it to you. Okay, so these are all manufacturing, trading industries. Not manufacturing, they are trading industry. Okay, see here, milk shop. What is this? This is a milk booth where they sell milk, they sell curd, they sell buttermilk, ghee, paneer, etc. They are not making any of it over here. They are just selling it to you. So they are a trading company, or they are traders. We can say their occupation is what? Trading. Alright, let us come to the next type of occupation. Like I told you, look at this person. Who is she? She is a teacher. Is she working with nature? No. Is she manufacturing something? No. Is she selling something to you? No. Then what is she doing? She is a teacher. She is providing service to you. So the teacher is part of the service providing industry. Okay, now people who manufacture things, you can see the things. You can see the farmer producing crops. You can see the company manufacturing cars. You can see the trader trading goods. But many a times you cannot see the service. Okay, you can only feel it and experience it. So the teacher is a part of the service providing industry. Let us look at the next picture. This is what? This is a scene from a bank. Now when you go to a bank, they give you so many different facilities. You can keep your money there. Okay, you can keep your money safe. They will give you interest on the money. In case you need money, you can borrow money from them. Alright, you can also return the money which you have borrowed in small installments. So see, the bank gives you so many services. That is why it is part of the service providing industry, the various banks that you have. Alright children, so this was about the various types of occupations. So we saw occupations based on agriculture or nature. Okay, then we saw occupations based on manufacturing, occupations based on trading, and occupations based on providing service to people. So these are the 4 main types of occupations. Out of all of these, we say always that the most important of all occupations is agriculture. Why? Because many other occupations are dependent on agriculture. That is one reason. Another very important reason could be that we have a certain basic needs, like we need water, we need food. Food is a very important basic need. Okay, and imagine if there was no agriculture, there would be no food production at all. So agriculture is supposed to be a very, very important occupation. Let us look at how agriculture is important, and then we will wind up this lesson here. We have many more points to learn, but then I will come up very soon with another video where we will be seeing the other points. Let us now understand how agriculture is important. Who is the person who does agriculture? He is the farmer. So farming is a very, very important occupation. Unless and until farmers work on the field, you will not get food on your plate. Okay? I feel like eating rice and dal. So I cook rice and dal at home. Now you will say that I do not get rice and dal from the farmer. I get it from the trader. So I go to the shop and buy rice and dal. What do you think? From where has he got the rice and dal? He has, of course, got it from some farmer. So unless and until the farmers work on the field, unless and until farming is not done, you will not be able to survive at all, because we need food to live. Food is a basic need that we have. Okay? So agriculture is the most important of all occupations. It is also sometimes called as the primary occupation. Agriculture is called as the primary occupation. Why? Because all the other occupations are dependent on agriculture. If there is no agriculture, the other occupations may not exist at all. So see, we have so many products that we get from agriculture. We get vegetables, we get fruits of different types, we get lentils, we get grains, okay, dry fruits, all these things that you can see on the screen, groundnuts, dal, bananas, ginger, garlic, you name it, and we get it because of agriculture. So sit for a moment and think about what all things you have done since morning, and then you will realize how agriculture is very, very important for us. So in the morning you must have had breakfast. If your mother has given you roti sabji, the roti as well as the sabji has come from the fields. Okay, it is because of a farmer that you have got roti and sabji on your plate. Alright, then afterwards you had your lunch. Even that came from some field. So remember children, our food, basically whatever we eat, comes from the fields, comes because of some farmer. So that is why agriculture is very important. Now I told you it is called as a primary industry. Why? Because see, you can see certain other pictures over here now. You can see these animals feeding. Alright, and you can see the sunflower there. The sunflower gives you cannot directly eat the sunflower, but because of the sunflower you have sunflower oil, and then you have the industry where oil is manufactured. Okay, you can see various animals also eating. So what are they eating? They're eating some kind of plant product. So all this is possible only because of agriculture. So remember, that is why we say that agriculture is the most important of all occupations. And there are many industries which are dependent on agriculture. For example, the jam making industry. So you eat mango jam, you eat pineapple jam, you eat mixed fruit jam. So where does this jam come from? Of course they come in bottles. Okay, but where does this jam come into the bottle? It comes from fruits. There is, see, you can see people manufacturing jams over here. So these fruits have come again from the farms. Okay, so see, there are many industries which are based on agriculture, and they are called as agro industries or agro based industries. For example, jaggery. We all know about sugarcane. We know about sugar. Now during the summer season we have a lot of sugarcane juice. Ganne ka ras we call it, usatsa ras. Okay, so from this oos, from this ganna, from the sugarcane, sugar is made, jaggery is made. So see, it is based on agriculture. So it is an agro industry. What about grapes? We eat also dry grapes, and People drink wine. Now this wine is also made from grapes. So even that is an agro industry. I already told you about jam. I already told you about sunflower oil. So in the same way, like you have sunflower oil, you have groundnut oil, you have coconut oil. So where does the groundnut, the sunflower, the coconut come from? It comes from the farms. So that is why we always say that the agricultural industry is the most important of all industries, because there are many other occupations which are based on agriculture. Even animal farming, some people, like I told you, they do not grow crops, but they take care of animals. For example, they take care of cows, they take care of pigs, they take care of goat, horses, sheep. For what? Cows are well fed and they are taken care of for the milk. From the cow's milk we make butter, we make ghee, we make paneer. The same thing goes for the goat. Goats also give us milk and goats are also eaten by people. What do the goats and the cows and the pigs and the sheep eat? They eat various kind of plants, grass, etc. So now you see how agriculture is a very, very important industry. So now children, let us wind up this video here now. Now in the first part of this lesson, who fulfills our needs? We talked about various people who fulfill our needs, and also we talked about the various types of occupations. And which are the 4 main types of occupation we discussed? Occupation based on nature, occupations based on manufacturing, on trading, and finally service. And then in this part of the lesson we also saw how agriculture or farming is considered to be the most important of all occupations. It is also called as the primary occupation because many other occupations are based on agriculture. So that is all in this part of the lesson, children, today. Very soon I will be coming up with part 2 of this lesson, who fulfills our needs. So that is all for today. Thank you so much. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.